guys hear me okay? It is so nice to be here. See, I have a deep appreciation for going out because there was a period in my life where my wife and I, we never went out. We had 3 kids. And all we did was change diapers, wipe butts, get them dressed, feed them, bathe them, put them to bed, get woken up, and start it all over the next day. And I remember when this was going on, I'm thinking to myself, am I a man? Am I a man anymore? Do I have my man card? And I know it sounds sexist to say, but I always like saying it. So if you say, hey, I changed the oil in my car all by myself today, I'd be like, dude, you got a man card for the day. I like saying that. And I got a buddy, he's here right now, Michael March. He rented a bucket truck, a chainsaw. He trimmed his oak trees, his elderly neighbor's oak trees. He's 30 feet up in the air. And then he tells me, I'm afraid of heights. And I'm like, dude, you have a man card for life. And then on the flip side, though, I go to Mamma Mia. And if you guys know what that is, that's an ABBA musical, right? And so I go there with my wife and with my friends, and we're like under the stars. It's outside in St. Pete. We got food and drinks. What's not to like, right? And so, like, I'm sitting there sipping my beer, and they start, you know. And next thing you know, they're singing "Dancing Queen," and I'm drinking my beer. Oh, there's grown men with their wives and kids singing "Dancing Queen," and I'm like, what are you doing? Where's your man card? And then at intermission, my friend Greg, who's here, he's telling me how much he loves ABBA and how he can't believe I don't like ABBA. And I'm thinking, like, Greg, just stop talking, stop talking. I want to stay your friend. But see, here's the problem. Greg and all those Dancing Queen guys, they're a product of the music that they listened to in the 80s and into the 90s. Because every song was about a man ripping up his man card, throwing out his self-respect, doing anything for the heart of a woman. That's all the songs are about, right? I want to know what love is. Want you to show me. What does that even mean, right? And for me, I used to play basketball in high school on Friday and Saturday nights. There wasn't a girl around. And people would be like, what'd you do this weekend? I'd be like, oh, I played basketball with my friends. And they'd be like, don't you have a girlfriend? I'd be like, no, but I have a man card and I have my self-respect. So I was constantly looking for songs to motivate me to keep that man card. Because all that songs on the radio was like this constant headwind, right? And I'm like, no, I need something to keep me motivated to keep that man card. Every once in a while I hear a song. And one was by Michael Bolton. So, if you don't know who Michael Bolton is, some of you young folks, just be thankful. But he was this long-haired, whiny P-word. And see, I know you're not supposed to say P-word because I've been educated. See, this one day, it's just my eldest son, Daniel. He was in 6th grade. And he and I are in our bedroom, just he and I. And he's telling me about all these injustices of his life. How Billy gets $2 a day for snack. How Billy plays video games for $8 a day. How Billy misses school when a new video game gets released. And then there's this pause, and it's my turn to talk, right? So I'm like, it's hard to be a good dad. It's so hard. So I say to him, I pause, and I say, I can't help it if Billy's dad is a P-word. But I didn't say P-word. I used the P-word. And all of a sudden, I heard this sound, and it was like a chupacabra, Yeti, Chewbacca sound. It was like, and I was like, my son and I were terrified. I grabbed him, he grabbed me, cheek to cheek. We were shaking, and in comes the doorway, comes my beautiful, sexy wife. And she just says, you don't use that word in this house. And I'm like, okay. So I learned, you don't use that word in my house when my wife's home with the bedroom door open. But there's another word I got educated you don't use, see? So you ever go in and talk to someone, they say, yeah, we went out last night, we were having such a good time at the bar, and then these 2 guys came in and blah, blah, blah. Man, that one dude was a douche. And I'm like, I don't know, like, when you're supposed to call someone a douche. Like, like, what's the threshold that you got to pass? Now, you know, I know in the context it's derogatory, right? That they're not cool, but, like, what did you do to become a douche? I don't know. So I don't use that word, but I used it once. And I said to my wife, who's here, hi, Karen, and I said to her, I said, hey, man, that was a good party, but that one guy was a douche. And she goes, you know, that's offensive to women. And I'm like, it is? It is? And she says, yes, it is. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know. And here's the thing. I may not know when to call someone a douche, that threshold I'm telling you about, but I don't know what a douche is. So when I was a kid, and a young guy, I'm not making this up for you young bucks, I swear to God. There was this commercial, and there were the two beautiful women, and they were really happy. And the one goes to the one, she goes, I got douched this morning. And the other one goes, I got douched, I'm going to get douched this afternoon, and I'm going to feel clean and fresh. And I'm watching this as a kid, and I'm like, what are they talking about? What is this thing? Like, what? And then like, I'm like, I can't ask my mom, who's also here. I can't ask my mom. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I wasn't going to ask my mom. And I didn't have like a big sister to poison my brain, and I didn't have the internet to poison it even more, and I wasn't going to ask my friends because all they were going to do is make fun of me, but they didn't know what it was either. So for me, if I want to feel clean and fresh, I get a bar of soap, I take a shower, underarms, back, front, when I'm done, deodorant, clean and fresh. But you women got this thing, this douche thing. But here's the thing that it gets me through life and marriage is I just accepted that you women are always 2 and 3 steps ahead of us men in everything. And that's okay. Because when you think about it, of course you are. Y'all got Facebook, you go to lunch together, and I don't know how as men we can keep up with that. But let me go back to Michael Bolton, right? So Michael Bolton, he had this song. And it went like this. I told you I loved you, but I lied. And when I first heard it, I was like, oh my God, Michael Bolton. Because he threw his man card out so many times for years. It was just like, he could care less about a man card. And he came out with this song, and I was like, wow, I do not promote lying. As people who know me, I don't like lying. But like, he was just trying to get his man card back. Like, the pendulum was swinging so far, like, it just went like, and he's like lying, and that's okay. But like, he's like going, hey, you remember how I told you I loved you? No, I'm just kidding, son. But that's what a man card is. It's about being honest. That's what a man card is. And then I listened to the words of the song, and it's not about that. It was about, like, he used the word love, but he cared about her so much that love was just too small, so he lied. And like that, no man card from Michael Bolton. But see, I'm still listening for songs to like drive me to keep that man card, motivate me. And then I hear a song, and it was by the OG. See, the OG, he's succinct. I'm a little long-winded. So if I wrote this song, I would have said something like this. I would have been like, I don't have a girlfriend, but everything's good, and I ain't going to cry about it. Like, that's what I would have done. But the OG, Bob Marley, in his succinct Jamaican Rastafarian way, said it best. 4 words. No woman, no cry. And I would be like shooting baskets with my friends on Saturday nights. There's not a girl within miles of me. And I'd be like, no woman, no cry. And I'd be so happy. And people would come up to me and go, what'd you do this week? And play basketball with your friends? And I'd say, yeah. And I would just say to myself, no woman, no cry. And here's the thing. It was like a parallel universe because I was like playing basketball with my friends, and like Bob was hanging out with Georgie by the fire eating cornmeal porridge. That's like amazing when you think about it. And then though, I listened to the words. I'm terrible about that. That song isn't about that. And for you guys who are like going, yeah, no woman, no cry, and you're probably sitting alone, just get ready, because I'm gonna hit you up on some stuff right now. song is about Bob and his woman being down on their luck, and he goes to Georgie's to get food to feed her because she's hungry. That's beautiful, and that's Man Card. But that's not what I needed, right? That's not what I'm looking for. But I appreciate Bob. That's not what I need. But then, oh man, I heard this song. It was by Meatloaf. And I was like, when I heard this, when I first heard this song, I was in the bathroom shaving, and like, I was like, yeah! Because the radio was on, and I was, oh my God! I looked like The Rock for like 2 seconds, and I had muscles coming out. I was so pumped. And the thing about Meatloaf is, he's always fighting for the man card. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Man card, he's being honest. Then he had Paradise by the Dashboard Light, right? He's fighting for his man card, that whole song, right? And I mean, the thing about that song is, my favorite part of that song is when Meatloaf and his girlfriend are in their car and they're listening to this baseball game, but they never say what happens in the baseball game. I never really understood that part, but I really like that part. And then Meatloaf comes out with this song. It was on a comeback album. It was like 93, 94, something like that. And at this point in time, like, I was in love with my now wife. And I was looking for motivation to keep that man card. I needed it, right? Different, it's not playing basketball, but I need that man card. And this song comes out. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. And I was like, yes! That's what I needed! Because here it is. Karen, I love you so much. I would do anything for love. But I ain't gonna clean out the shed today, tomorrow, anytime soon. And guess what, Karen? You know that pile of clothes at the bottom of the bed? It's like a mixture of my clean, dirty. I'm not really sure what it is. I ain't gonna clean it up anytime soon, but I love you. But I ain't gonna do that. But then, I listen to the words. I'm like, dang, I hate that. Remember how I said women are like, they're always 2 or 3 steps ahead of us? Well, in this song, if you're not familiar with it, Meatloaf's just dropping, I ain't gonna do that, I ain't gonna do that. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this woman starts singing. I don't know who asked her to sing. I don't even know who she is. And she just starts singing. Sooner or later, you'll be screwing around, you know, and you're gonna cheat on me. And all of a sudden, Meatloaf's like, no, wait, I ain't gonna do that. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna do that. And I'm like, no, that's not what I needed. And then I get to thinking about it. You know that guy, Michael March, I was telling you about? The guy with the chainsaw, 30 feet up in the air, scared of heights? That dude has a man card for life. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything about him being a really good father, a really good husband, taking care of his elderly neighbors, volunteering for years at the YMCA. Man card for life for you, Michael March. My friend Greg, you may never want to get in the car with Greg and let him be in charge of the radio unless you like the Grease soundtrack or Barbra Streisand or Wilson Phillips or something like that. But Greg Chesney, really good father, really good husband, super active in his community, volunteered for years with the Scouts, and along with me as a long-time volunteer with Sierra Club. Man card for life to you, Greg Chesney. And for me, yeah, I know I need to call it a person card, or should I call it a person card? But guess what? I need to call it a man card, and I'm going to call it a man card. And I got one for all those butts I wiped and all the sacrifices I made. Man card for me. So as I wrap this up, I'm I'm going to challenge everyone here, no matter what your gender is, go out and get your man card, right? You take care of everyone who's relying on you. Take care of your responsibilities, volunteer in the community. Make Tampa a better place to live. If you're driving down the road, and you see someone in the crosswalk, don't do Tampa style and speed up. Why don't you slow down, let them get across. If they're all pull over, help them across. If you see a piece of plastic blowing in the wind, pick it up before it blows in the river, goes out in the ocean, becomes a big part of that trash heap in the middle of the Pacific. And while you're doing all those things, think of me. As I get lectured for next week for not calling it a person card. Good night, everyone.
Now, wasn't that something?